Hello everyone, welcome to The Burning Truth. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Burning Truth. I am Nathan Goff.
What? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
If you're gonna do it right, you better do it right. If it's gonna be done, it's gotta be done right.
For 1 week I like a modest. Just a modest.
You'll take it and like it. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goff.
And across from me is 100% unadulterated badass Burns. It is the bad boy of British wrestling, the malicious, the maniacal, the sometimes wimping Matt Burns.
Wimping?
He wimps when I give him a good kicking on FIFA.
Excuse me. We have YouTube to prove this.
I bring out an Italian team and he starts whimpering in the corner.
No, I don't. We have YouTube to prove this.
Would you like me to bring Giovinco out the corner?
Would you like me to kind of whoop ass on you on FIFA?
Well, one of us has FIFA and one of us doesn't.
One of us, the other one will have it. He will. And I will. Delete!
Can someone come take Brother Burns back to the psychiatry ward?
Yeah.
They knew he'd come.
But why didn't nobody clean up after?
That's why we have a mop.
Puppy.
And a rhino. And a slip and slide.
Oh, good lord.
All's been now is Perry, Saturn and Raven.
Whee! And
A prostitute.
I'm doing things right now that's great for it, great for audio, isn't it?
He's speechless. We're only a few minutes in and he's already speechless. Brilliant.
We've been away for a while, and I thought I'd be the most talkative person in the world, and yet you leave me speechless every time, somehow.
Well, that's what I'm here for, I give with one hand, take her with the other. Go on. This is audio entertainment. You going... That is not going to help us.
What did I do? Just put my hands out in front of my face. Explain! Manners maketh the man.
Fucketh man maketh my man.
Fuck it, off it.
So, yes. So, welcome back. Typical introduction for us. If you're not used to us by now, you'll eventually get there. We've been quite busy. We've been across to Wrestle Midlands, we've been FCW, we've been the Academy. Where haven't we been?
In the studio.
Apart from that. Home. Apart from that one.
Apart from that! Yeah, we've been basically busy building up certain content like interviews and whatnot, and hopefully getting more reviews done shortly. We've been at Wolfen Pro Wrestling and everything. We've had some big news coming out, haven't we?
Yes.
And some of it is shocking. Some of it that will, the second I mention part of it, I guarantee somebody will be copying somebody from Team 4-Star. The second I mention the topic.
Go on.
I know, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to do it later, when it's unexpected, just to hear it. Anyway, where would you like to start?
So, we might as well get the bad news out of the way first. This week, wrestling lost perhaps the greatest manager of all time.
Yeah, which we actually put out a message on our Facebook and everything. for one of the greatest wrestling managers, greatest commentators and everything. He was an amazing man.
He was a legend. He's managed people from Andre the Giant to Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Pretty much, and he knows exactly what to say, how to say it, and everything. He had that comedy timing and everything.
God has just gained perhaps the greatest commentary team from the 80s now. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah. And they might even throw in a bit of Dusty who's screaming in the background, "He got a bicycle!
He's got a bicycle!
He got a bicycle!"
But no, so our thoughts and prayers are out with his family.
Friends and college.
If you get a chance, or if you want something to do for 10 or 15 minutes, even though that's not enough, just go back and watch some of his work.
It's anybody, even if you're a wrestler yourself, even if you're a fan and whatnot, we recommend you watch it. Even if it's just for audio and viewing pleasure, or just to learn from one of the greats.
Yeah, so go and watch that. So, moving on from that in a somewhat different way. So, let's move on to... We have FCW tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
And we are judgeless.
Yes, we are. Why are we judgeless?
Because they decided to powerbomb one of the Midlands' only female referees.
Yes. To oblivion. What is it with them powerbomb women?
It isn't women. It's just the one woman. The poor girl.
The poor girl. He comes into FCW. You crash.
Like poor defenseless Lauren, and she gets powerbombed, and then he sees her the next week and thinks, "Fuck it, let's do it again.
Let's do it all over again."
Poor girl.
However, she has, recovered and everything, was able to celebrate her 18th birthday, and been able to carry on.
Yeah, who doesn't want to party? Feel like it's 1999 all over again.
Probably not after them powerbombs.
What were you doing in 1999 apart from breaking it down to Fatboy Slim?
Cranking up the music, breaking it down,
painting the walls.
Not painting the walls.
It's going blind.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. What year did you say?
1999.
1999. Okay. Never mind, scratch that, let's carry on.
The height of the...
Let's carry on!
Dial up.
I don't know what you're on about. I don't remember dial up. I don't remember.
The most indiscreet thing in the world.
Good Lord, anybody who went through that era, what makes me laugh is when you get people who coming on saying, "My internet's slow! My internet's slow!" And I feel like putting on a Bay mask going, "You never knew what slow internet was. I was born in it." It would dial up.
If you want to see what slow is, get 2 cans and a piece of string.
You might get somewhere. Interesting fact, and I think it was around about the 90s. Did you know that to carry over information over the internet, someone actually did a test, right? To see which one was quicker, transferring the information of 7 gig. I think it was about 7 gig or something, over the internet, over long distance. Would the internet beat it? Would transferring over the internet beat it? When? Or carrier pigeon?
Carrier pigeon.
The biggest shock? Carrier pigeon won.
Good old pigeon.
By a landslide. That goes to show what the internet used to be like.
What do you mean? It used to be like, come in my office on a Monday morning. want to feel what slow is.
But then again, did you use your usual method?
I haven't kicked it for a week.
Maybe that's why it's probably breaking, because you've kicked it. Or in your case, in your mind, you're probably thinking I haven't kicked it enough.
Every time I abuse it, I extend its life by another couple of months.
You're going to be screwed if it gets a restraining order against you.
No, it can't. If it gets a restraining order against me, it has no use.
It has no use. Somebody else can be... You are replaceable. Somebody else could use it.
That's blasphemy, that is.
How is that blasphemy?
I'm replaceable. Fucking someone's been spending 2 months' time with a certain guy who used to control sound.
I was nowhere near that.
I'm replaceable. Blasphemy, Mr. Burns.
No, I said there. I never said here.
No,
You're
it's
not
fine.
No, you're not replaceable
I
here.
totally understand how your true feelings are.
No.
I will, from this moment, I will cease to exist to Mr. Burns. I shall just delete myself after this episode. If anyone wants to start up a new wrestling podcast with me, you can send all your applications to Alexander Owens on Twitter or find me on Facebook.
Calm down, brother Nath. You've been hanging around hard, brother Matt, too much.
I'm Senor Benjamin.
Oh, you're Senor Benjamin guy. Fair enough. But yeah, you're not replaceable. I was saying in regards to that, but not here. You are irreplaceable. He's probably about to say, but you are.
Yeah.
I thought as much. Because he knows I'm not easily offended.
You've had your shelf life.
What? I've had my shelf life. Explain that.
You went past your expiry after you got the interviews we needed last week. You know.
Yeah.
We're just going to put you out to pasture now.
You're not going to old yell at me, are you? Matt?
I'm going to trade you
Matt, come to the shed. Why? Oh, crap.
I think I might trade you in for Jack the Jobber.
Oh. More on that in a minute.
Or, what's the name?
No. No.
Being
No.
in all fairness.
No. More on that later. Oh, screw it, we'll just do it now. Do you remember when I said earlier that he was going to probably swear? He's probably not going to do it now. He's probably not going to be upset. Let's talk about what culture. How do you feel about what culture?
Let's move on.
No, man. You did do it.
Let's quickly cover this little splat of wrestling.
Right.
Obscurities.
Anybody who watches What Culture Wrestling, can you name some names off it that you'd recognise?
Martin Kirby. Al Ligero. Joe Hendry.
That's What Culture Pro Wrestling. Not What Culture Wrestling, as in the YouTube channel.
What culture wrestling? What culture?
Joe Hendry will count because he was actually on What Culture Wrestling, so I'll give you that one. Anybody else?
Jack the Jobber.
That's one.
I got two.
One.
You told me I could have Joe Hendry.
He's not one of the ones that's on the list. Right.
You can't fire your world champion.
Just to point out, we don't know if the people were fired or if they've just left under their own terms. However, Adam Bompier, Adam Pacitti, King Ross, Sam the Shredder Driver, and Jack the Jobber King. Yes, that's his last name. Jack King. That does not sound right, does it? Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. Anyway, they have all left What Culture. Which means anybody who watches What Culture Wrestling, all your characters have been replaced. Some of them have actually been replaced with some of the regulars. However, some of them have been replaced with somebody completely entirely new.
It's an upgrade, folks. It's an upgrade.
Would you care to tell us which one you're on about?
Not really.
Why?
All I can say is watch and find out.
Is because your attention's fixed to the screen?
No.
Does it have all your attention?
No.
Why not?
Well, it's basically like YouTube, isn't it? It's there to just short attention spans. It gets you in, it gets you out, you know? It gets views.
Why wouldn't you explain?
I shouldn't have to explain, you know. You're the entrepreneur on What Culture. What fixated you to find out who would replace the people?
I never actually I didn't even know about it until after.
You didn't know about it, but as soon as we met up today, you went, "I've guess what I've got to show you."
I did not. I didn't know.
Yeah, so where did you go? Actually, shall we ask a certain wrestler tomorrow where your mind usually goes when you're left to stroll on your own?
What do you mean?
Well, it turns out I wasn't such a bad influence on you after all.
Explain.
Well, we have video footage of a night out that happened on a certain winner's party.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
So, you know,
I don't know what you're on about.
we might just have to publish what Matt Burns' mind really looks like.
No, I have no idea what you're on about. I'd have to see this footage myself first.
It'd almost be like watching the Hulk Hogan Gorka sex tape all over
Excuse
again.
me. Refrain from that. And I don't believe it for 1 second. I am
With a
well-minded.
24mm python.
I am well-minded professional.
That's what she said. I am well-mannered and a professional.
Right.
Giggity giggity.
All I'll say is, to be fair, we don't know the full gist of it, of what's actually gone on, so we can't exactly...
Structures and models change all the time. In all fairness, they could be trying something new. The other people could have wanted to try to take a company in their own way. The country on it, so they just decided it was best for all parties if they left.
Now,
We'll probably find out more when they
yes,
put the press release out.
when they put more out and whatnot, because supposedly the five that have actually left, they're supposed to start their own thing. However, they all, you know, on What Culture, they're all being sort of, all their roles are being filled in by somebody else.
Yes.
However, you know, I wish nothing but the best to the five that have left, and to anybody who replaces them on their shows on What Culture. We hope on both sides that it works out for both sides, because how I see it is, if the guys who have left are going to try and start up their own little thing with wrestling wise, or probably start their own company, it just means more wrestling for the wrestlers themselves.
It'll be interesting to see what direction that they're going.
Yes, it'd be interesting to see which way they go and whatnot, and what will be revealed in regards to it. Right, now that we've got out of the way, you can now breathe easier. Let's move on to TNA.
Fuck TNA! Fuck What Culture!
I'm kidding.
Fuck Independent!
I'm kidding. There is no TNA. It's just a GFW.
Because that's miles better.
Have you heard the news about it recently?
That it's dead on its horse.
Bound for Glory is being held in Canada.
Why have I got Terrence and Phillip running through my head?
What?
Why have I got Terrence and Phillip running through my head?
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. That one. Oh, blame Canada. That's not that Terrence and Phillip. That's Cartman's mum. Whatever fixation you got on Cartman's mum, that's all down to you. Anyway, back to where we were. One thing I will say, Eli Drake is their heavyweight champ.
For better or for worse.
Who is Canadian. Also, just to point out...
Anthem's head office is in Canada.
Yes, it is. So that might be a major reason why they're going there. But it's caused a problem.
Go on.
It's meant that someone's had to leave GFW.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett's been gone for quite a while.
I know, but we haven't covered it.
But we haven't covered it. But yeah, he's gone. Bye bye. Somebody else has.
Go on.
You're not gonna like this.
Go on.
Schoolboy.
James E. Cornett.
Yep.
Arrive, paycheck, leave.
Do you know why he can't go to Canada?
Because you're not allowed to travel.
He's not allowed in Canada. He's actually got a phone against him
Yeah.
in Canada for assault
Okay.
when he was a manager in Canada. Whoops.
So he'll come.
Yeah.
He'll come back into the fold when.
No, he's actually supposedly left proper.
Oh right.
There's been a statement, and he's actually released some audio on his YouTube channel and everything.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to listen to that, we recommend it. However, the interesting fact is Jeff Jarrett's gone.
Yes. But he still owns the right to the name.
But it makes it even more funny. Not even Jeff Jarrett knew he was gone. It was announced, and Jeff Jarrett just goes, I thought I was there this week. On Twitter. Whoops. Right, and what makes it even more funny? What's back up for sale?
Impact.
Yes,
What isn't back up for sale?
GFW.
And why isn't that back up for sale?
Because the actual agreement for the purchase didn't actually go through for GFW. So technically, Anthem don't properly own GFW.
No. And
Jeff
Jeff W is still owned by Jeff Jarrett. That man has more lives than a cat. How can you fuck up that many times and still land on your feet? Like, he is the ultimate rendition of hold my beer while I go and fuck this shit up. He comes back and he goes, top that, because I'm still standing. Elton John's
I'm
there going,
still standing, never been.
oh!
Stephen Wonder was able to see it as well.
Like, how do you still retain ownership over your business? Yeah, it's damaged, like, the brand a little bit, but it's still there.
It's still there, but what else has he had damage towards it? If you remember. Global Force Gold.
Well, Global Force Gold was already...
Ponzi scheme potential, but we're not actually know it in way is the burning truth actually claiming that is an actual Ponzi scheme just for the actual recommendation.
I don't know anything that you're talking about. The views of that scheme are the opinion of Matt Burns.
No,
and
they're
Matt
not.
Burns only.
No, they're not. It's just certain claims that were thrown around. They are not the views of Matt Burns. They are not the views of Nathan Goff. They are not the views of the burning truth. We do, however, it's to claim that there was something going on.
More importantly, I just don't know how you can set a company up, try to merge it with another company without signing any legal documentation, and when things go awry, still have your said company that you started with. It's like, nah, no. It's basically like trialing marriage up until the point
No,
where it
no,
says
no, it
you may
isn't.
now kiss the bride.
It
You know,
isn't.
like, you've basically gone past the I do's.
He's gone for a prenup. He's gone for a thing, Yancy.
No, it isn't even a prenup. He's basically gone, I do. The marriage is supposedly official. You go kiss the bride and you go, you know what? Maybe this was a stupid idea. Come on, lads, we're going
Oh, for God's sake!
back to touring 5-6 times a year again.
Right, it's terrible, isn't it? However, Global Force is still going, even though it hasn't been purchased. However, have you seen who the possible biggest buyers could be? Potential that people are banking on being the buyers.
Vince McMahon,
Number one.
Sinclair Broadcasting,
Number two.
and Billy.
Corgan.
Yeah.
3. If Corgan goes for it, for God's sake, make sure you get it this time.
TNA's like that. It's basically like that ugly duckling that no one wanted. But yet everyone's tried to buy.
Bit of candy.
Oh, look at that little orphan over there. We'll take it in. We now understand why it was an orphan. Put it back.
They're not the views of Matt Burns, nor the views of the Burning Truth.
It is like a wrestling orphan.
I don't know what to say to that. Bad example.
I put the term wrestling in front of it.
Don't use orphans. Don't. No!
Okay, wrestling dogs.
Leave the dogs out.
Wrestling puppies.
Make it a game.
It'd be unfair to the gaming industry. The gaming industry has more success than TNA.
Anything has more success than TNA. They even failed at their own game.
Can I point out a bit of news on the British scene?
Which part?
So, Sabu's return match has been announced.
Right.
In ICW?
Yes.
Who's he got? Don't you know?
No.
No? He's got Stoke-on-Trent's own.
Oh.
Mikey.
Whiplash. Oh, that's just gonna be insane. Quite vetting for the.
Now, ICW seems to be picking up a little bit of flack these days. If
Yes.
you go through their social media page, before it used to be like a really hardcore following. Now they're getting ripped for bringing back people like Sabu, Kevin Nash, RVD.
Balor.
But no, they didn't get ripped for Balor.
No.
But like for bringing in the old veterans.
Yeah.
And someone made a really good point the other day. Well, them old veterans, right? You go from filling 1,500 seater stadium to filling out the SSC Hydro.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. They're a household name. They're worldwide famous.
You know, like Rey Mysterio will sell you 4,000 tickets.
Guaranteed, you know.
Kevin Nash.
Butts on seats.
So, like, people going, well, they're taking away from the rest of the show. Well, no, they're not, because they're only going to take up 10 or 15 minutes on this show. Whereas the rest of the talent's got maybe 3.5 hours to showcase what they can do.
The only argument they've got is probably pay. And even then, the pay that they get from people coming through the damn door.
It's not even pay. You know, for one night, for a company like that.
It's great.
Like,
it's great.
Yes, you may have paid Kevin Nash £700-800. I don't know if that is his wage or not, folks. I'm just estimating.
He's just taking a swing and stab.
And then you might go, oh well, Mikey Whiplash only gets paid 150, but he puts his body through more. Well, he puts his body through more because he's still trying to earn his stripes. Kevin Nash has thrown his body through 26 years of misery.
And pretty much keeps tearing his quad.
Yeah, you know, every time the guy walks now, his quad's gone, you know, so, like, that 800 quid is like danger money.
No, but the thing is, even though he's as much as people rib on him for his quad, you know, he's still putting his body on the line to get in that ring to entertain.
Yeah, you got RVD there. RVD, I think, coming towards his 50s now, moves like he's 30 odd still.
He still moves.
You got Sabu. Sabu is 52.
And still setting tables on fire.
Well, I'd happily go watch Sabu again.
Definitely, because we've seen him. Met him, shook hands.
Yes.
Don't remember what happened after. Don't remember much what happened after shaking his hands.
But no, like, they bring back people like this because the people like that put the butts on the rest of the seats. That allow the other people to get the exposure going, oh, he could be the next household name.
And this is the thing. A lot of people are jumping on them for saying, oh, you got this, you got that, you know. It's one star on the show. One megastar that they've got on the show to bring up.
Speaking of international superstars, I think this is a nice little segue into our next bit of news. So last week we did 2 big interviews.
Well, actually, it'll actually segue into the RCW one I was going to state. Because if I'm not mistaken, Joe Coffey had a match against NXT's very own Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. If anybody wants to know the results, they'll have to look it up on ICW.
Yeah. But no, so you've got the 2 interviews we've done. You did last week.
We did last week. Well, we did. No, we did. It was a team effort. It was a team effort. Last week we have released some more interviews. This week's that we released yesterday was the leader of the Purge, Stephen Keane.
He's going to go Kevin Owens, and I'm like, well, when the fuck have you interviewed Kevin Owens?
It's the American accent he puts on. It's so good because he puts up the American accent, if I'm not mistaken. But you won't use American accent on the interview.
Yeah.
It's an interesting interview. I recommend it for anybody who wants to listen to it. However, the upcoming interviews that we've got, which one would you like to announce? The first one or the second one?
I'll let you announce the second one because I know the second one was a real organised effort by yourself to get a hold of. The first one is Harlem.
Do you want me to say his full name for you?
Yeah.
He is from America, or hailing from the US of A, the unsigned hype, Harlem Bravado.
Which you really enjoyed. Good 15-minute interview.
Fun to do.
He was really nice. He gave us the time of the day to do the interview.
Yeah, and you learn something more about him as well, because you learn a bit about his merchandise, how he handles it, and whatnot, which is absolutely fantastic, and I recommend it. He is such a great storyteller as well. He can tell you about his past experiences, and it's amazing. And so touching as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Apart, with that, so anybody wants to check that out, I recommend that. However, the interview after that was not. I think I introduced him on the interview as the Sensational Bubblegum. Now, most people would say Sensational, would go with Sensational Sherry and everything, but it's Bubblegum.
He's a UK sensation.
He is.
He's one of the most underrated talents on the UK.
Definitely. One of the most underrated. And you even got to see him wrestle as well.
I've seen him wrestle a couple of times.
You have,
now.
but you've seen him more as the, fun-loving. Where the last time you saw him, you got to see him playing his rascal gimmick, if I'm not mistaken. And what did you think?
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
He knows how to entertain and everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Have you invited a guest?
I'm being mugged in the studio.
I think someone's escaped from the other room.
I've been mugged in the studio.
You always wanted him to be involved somehow.
Yeah, I keep on joking we're going to bring Matilda in, and somehow she's found a way in.
This isn't the actual real Matilda.
Yeah, she's decided to jump up me. She wanted attention, and to get attention, she's decided she's going to jump up me.
Waltz into the studio, interrupt the episode, and just go, "I'm taking over.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to me. Ignore everybody else."
She's a right little fuss pop. Right,
anyway.
Well, you're carrying on. I'm going to get rid of our guest.
That's fine. And returner, that's fine. In case you're wondering, it's me puppy dog, Tia. That sneaks into the studio. So just so there's no confusion. The interview I did with Bubblegum was absolutely fantastic because I've actually got a history with him, and you actually can clearly see that in the interview of the history that we've had and how long I've known him and whatnot. Great to catch up and everything. Recommend anybody to listen to us. And the one word I will say over that entire interview that came across from Bubblegum himself is humble.
Yeah, George Gates is one of the first people to arrive, one of the last to go home.
It's not just that, it's... If you watch the interview, it actually shows you how humble and thankful he is for each and every person that comes to a show.
Yeah, while we're on Wrestle Midlands, we probably saw one of the best matches the UK's put out this year,
That we did.
which was Danny Devine.
Do you know what the funny thing about it is?
Go on.
That match wasn't originally planned to be that match.
No.
Because the original, unfortunately, one of our original interviews couldn't make it due to flight problems.
Yes.
Well, we took flight problems, and that was Jerry Ryan. So unfortunately, we couldn't interview him, and whatnot. But we hope nothing but the best for him and everything.
And we'll try to catch up with him another time.
Yes.
Whereas what we got instead was Al Ligero versus Danny Devine, which turned out to be a
Wrestling classic.
brilliant. Like, best match I've seen in the last maybe 2.5 years.
I got to
The only thing that's come close to that, to what I've seen live, would be Grado versus McIntyre.
I watched that match with you, and I felt nostalgia. I felt the early days of when I was learning.
So good. And watching Ligero be scared by a set of balls was
No,
brilliantly funny.
not balls. Say it right, fairy dice.
Oh. I think the chant was "Get your balls out."
Balls outdoor, actually. Balls outdoor, actually.
Are you sure? Would you like to go back and listen?
It was both. Get your balls out. Balls outdoor. Balls outdoor.
But no, really quality.
Arriba!
Real good quality match. From everything, like the chain wrestling, the double bridge. Oh,
With a handshake?
yeah, I would happily go back and watch that match again.
Definitely. And we've also been down to the Academy
Yes.
as well. Always putting on great shows.
Where we saw a flying LGT.
Where the hell did that come from?
I was like, fucking hell, Ryanair may be grounded for takeoff, but
LGT taking
our LGT is cleared.
the takeoff. It's one of them. I believe I can fly. Nailed the target though, with precision. Nailed the target with precision, didn't he? Absolutely fantastic. Great match. Great matches that were on the card. Fun rumble. As always, we always recommend it to anybody who comes to watch any of the shows, because we always recommend you check out your local shows and everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cover or anything?
Jezebel made her in-ring debut
Yeah.
that day. She got a win. So
No, that wasn't on the Academy. That was actually at Wrestle Midlands.
yeah.
Just to make that, she got the win. Anything else?
What, we're just going from British wrestling?
Just in general.
Just in general, British wrestling. So we saw Jezebel make her in-ring debut. We saw a Ukrainian powerhouse in Victor.
No comment. I've met him before.
Okay, well, I got introduced to a Ukrainian powerhouse.
No, you got introduced. You got introduced to the Ukrainian powerhouse nicely. You didn't get introduced to him the way I did.
How
Okay.
did you get introduced to him?
By getting basketball slammed in FCW. By getting basketball slammed in FCW.
But no, it was a.
So
was a really,
that's how I got introduced to him.
yeah, no, it was a really interesting. Just a couple of days.
Definitely. And we always recommend anybody to check out your local wrestling and everything.
So moving on.
Yeah.
I want to just go over to our friends in the E.
In the E. Can we cover something else before that?
Go on.
Because it's going to be a nice segue into the E.
Go on then.
Into the B. But we've got to go back to GFW. They've done something very, very naughty.
Go on.
That if WWE actually listened to their commentary on their on their recent GFW AMP series,
Yeah.
do you know how they did the AMP series and it was pre-taped and everything? They've recently decided to do some fresh commentary.
Okay.
That's recorded after it. Have you heard what they said when suddenly someone who's on WWE television by the name of Bobby Roode comes on? He is so entertaining, he decided to take time off from WWE to come to GFW. They're trying to claim that Bobby Roode has left WWE to go to GFW for a short time. How stupid do you have to be?
I'd just say hello WWE tape library now.
Pretty much, because they even stated that he is the former NXT champion on it as well. Yeah, didn't you know that? Yeah, that's what they've been saying lately.
Oh, stupid, isn't it?
That's just saying, WWE, take my company.
Yeah. We want to get bought out by you, by any means necessary.
Even if it's by force.
Yeah, just take the business, Vince.
Just take it. We don't want it. It's poison.
So, moving on to you got Asuka coming to Raw.
Which
That's been announced.
that has been announced. However, supposedly there was talk that Triple H wasn't happy that when NXT stars are being thrown into Raw straight away. They don't think that some of them are quite ready, as always. It's just certain superstars. That's something to do with Balor going across straight over to Raw. But I think Balor's just been a bit unfortunate with the current booking and being injured.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I believe that they were considering having most people from NXT possibly trying out on SmackDown and then
Raw
upgrading to Raw. Yes.
Balor's having a decent run now, though.
Yes.
He's in a decent program, which is putting him out there.
It is, but Bray Wyatt, again.
I don't mind it. It's a decent program. It's got a decent story behind it.
It does. I just think Dusty. Well, as much as I was going to say Goldust then, Dustin Rhodes. I enjoyed that idea that they did this week on Raw. Goldust had a match.
Yeah, no. Well,
Dustin
Dustin
Rhodes
had a match, not
Yeah,
putting
which-
Goldust to tie.
Yeah, which was unusual because I didn't see the face paint.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
But no, I like the idea of the feud, the trading wins. It's got an interesting story. Probably got another 2 months out of it. Should be
Potentially.
decent. Lead into Survivor Series, and it'll end at Survivor Series.
Yep. Anything else?
Paige,
You get, I was just about to...
now clear to compete.
She is now cleared and even actually making visits to...
The Performance Centre.
Yes.
Returning to SmackDown.
It wasn't officially announced. They made talks of her either being on Raw and SmackDown. Well, officially, if people actually follow
The
wrestling
draft.
religiously in the draft, officially she should be on SmackDown.
Yes.
However, they have actually made a statement that she can go to either show. Which
Well, if she goes to SmackDown, does she return as a face?
I think so, yes.
So she'll challenge Natalia.
I think she will. Yes. And she'll probably be challenging after the next pay-per-view.
Yes. What do we do with Lana? Actually, I've got a better question than that. What the fuck is happening with Rusev?
He's a hero!
I did it! It was like the Bulgarian version of Rocky.
Oh my god,
Apart from Rocky never fought 2 matches in one night.
No. Nor did his opponent. Jeez Louise, that was terrible.
Looks like he can go back home now and celebrate.
After he's beat a guy that's had 2 matches.
Yeah. Like, no. No.
No. Just no. What are you now? Supreme ruler. Supreme ruler. State hero. Maximum lord.
But no, it's nice to try and do something with him. Just make it a bit clear.
Yes.
But no, it's nice that try and do something with him. Just make it a bit clear. But no, it's nice that try and do something with him. Just make it a bit clear.
Yes. what's your view on the tag team scene?
I'm still not sold on SmackDown's tag team scene.
I was quite surprised that the New Day took the win.
They need some of the NXT tag teams.
They need some tag teams up now.
Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain, Sanity, anybody come up. Because they need the tag teams right now because they've been sort of...
Sanity would be a great shout.
Oh, definitely would be. Definitely would be, however...
Nikki Blackcross could boost that women's division as well.
Which would be interesting because the...
Eric Young could go for the mid-title. And then after you got Dillian Kane.
Definitely. Destruction.
Yeah.
Where straight away it could set up plenty of interesting matchups. It's the one team out of them I think will get the most mixed matchups. Now, the one thing I will state, a few people were commenting that 2 out of the 3 members of New Day were injured. But I think Kofi just had a sprain. However, interesting fact though for you. Did you know that they didn't just turn up on WWE television this week?
Go on.
They also turned up on another TV show.
Go on.
Can you remember a certain TV show by the name of Adam Conover?
No.
The host for Adam Ruins Everything?
Yeah.
They were on that.
Right.
Explaining the history of Mount Rushmore.
Oh, right.
And you see them on it. Going, cow, boys rock. Cow, boys rock.
But no, I think that's a good place for us to end on this week. What else have you've got everything to add on? Who's giving me the face of, I got something to add on to this.
You better duck, because I'm about to smack you with some information.
Go on.
It's nice to see Ric Flair back up on his feet and supposedly entering videos saying I ain't dead yet. Doing their own music videos saying I ain't dead yet.
In true Ric Flair fashion.
True Ric Flair.
Go on then.
But, you know, as we said, we are at FCW tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bit of interesting fact for the independents.
Go on.
The King of Trios.
Yeah.
Part of Chikara Pro. Does anybody know who won it?
No.
House Strong Style.
Roderick Strong.
No. British Strong Style.
Zack Sabre Jr.
No. I think one of them being the UK champion. Did it be UK champion?
Oh, Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate and etc. They actually won the King of the Trios. So congratulations to them. Absolutely fantastic. People have actually put out a banner. Now, I'm going to lay out a little question here, just to see if anybody wants to answer it. Out of all the King of Trios, look it up, since it started, who do you think would win out of all past champions? Just out of interest. Who do you think would win it? What would you say?
Probably this British pairing.
I would say the British pairing myself, because it is a devastating team. But on some past teams, they've had the likes of Mark Quackenbush and everything. So it's an interesting dynamic. I'm already getting messages already. Someone's after me.
But no, so
nope.
We'll finish on
That's
that.
just a takeaway.
So, where can we find you?
You can only... Whoa. Going nostalgia, are you?
Yeah.
Nah. You know where to find us. You can always find us on our social media and everything. You know, Facebook, YouTube.
Twitter.
Ooh, you actually said it right. We're also on
Instagram.
Yes, we are.
Gmail. Street corners.
No.
Car parks.
No.
Bars.
No. Yeah.
Find us anywhere.
You pretty much find us anywhere. If anybody wants to get in touch with us, they're more than welcome to. If anyone wants to give us any feedback or anything they want to add to it, get in touch. We are friendly to chat to.
Yeah.
We are approachable, and we always listen. We want to hear you. We want to hear what you think, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or if there's any topics that you want to talk about, or want us to cover, let us know.
Yeah, but you can always do that, folks. Just contact us through that. Obviously, follow the usual channels: the UKWA, the UKWFZ, Team 4-Star, Botchmania, ourselves.
Please subscribe and click on the notification. And please click on the notification icon to join the notification squad. Why do I feel dirty?
Other than that, folks, stay safe.
I was going to recommend a local band and crew by the name of New Breed and whatnot. So just thought I'd just throw that out there.
But other than that, folks, stay safe and watch your local wrestling.
Or check out your local wrestling. And with that, we will either catch you at the next review, next interview, or the next broadcast. So catch you later.
Bye, folks.